Hello friends, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I have here this Samsung tablet and the model number is SM T560NU, and the problem on this tablet, as you see, is the outside glass is broken. The good thing on this tablet that the outside glass is not glued down to the LCD which is in the bottom. So if you see that your LCD is still working, that means you're gonna replace only the outside one, something like this. And I already ordered this one for I think more than $10. I ordered it from eBay. So make sure that your screen, your digitizer, your outside glass is not glued to the bottom one, which is the LCD, because we have two parts of this. We have the outside one, we call it the digitizer or the touch screen, and we have the bottom one, we call it the LCD. Okay, so to do this job we will need some tools. We will need an IC semi, and we will need Phillips screwdriver, we will need tweezers, we will need like something hard like this, guitar pick, and we will need some playing cards. Make sure it's plastic. If it's plastic, it's stronger, and make sure it's thin, it's not too thick. And also we will need a glove, and we will need a heat gun. Okay, so let's put these tools aside. So now what I'm gonna do, I will heat up the frame, the black panel around it, for a couple minutes, maybe 3 minutes. And after 3 minutes I will try to lift up or to pray up the glass. If I can, that's good. If not, I will heat it up a little bit more. Okay, so I will apply more heat as needed. All right, so let's do it. Make sure when you are heating this up, make sure you spread the heat all around the edges, and make sure to not focus the heat in one spot. Also make sure to not heat it up too much and melt the frame, because if you melt this frame, it's gonna be bad. So I'm not gonna continue like heating it up for a couple minutes, because this one I already opened the glass. I already lifted it up to make sure that I'm ordering the right part, because I was trying to check where is the cable and before I place the order. You can do the same thing before you place the order. Make sure that your screen, it doesn't come with the LCD together, and make sure you are ordering the right part. Okay, all right, so after I heat it up for a couple minutes, what I'm gonna do, I will use this IC semi and I will slide it like this around the edges until I release all the adhesive which is holding this digitizer. So I start from this side and I keep going from here, keep going until I release everything. So once I release everything, and once I feel like the screen is free like this, now I'm gonna remove this back cover. Okay, so to remove this back cover, we're gonna use this IC semi and we will insert it here. If you lift up this one, make sure when you are inserting this one here, by the way, it's very risky if you move this one this way. So the tip, always make sure it's up, it's pushing up, and don't like wiggle like this, because you may touch the LCD in the bottom and you may damage it. All right, so once we have this lifted up like this, we're gonna find a gap here, as you see, and I will pry up until I release this frame. Okay, so as I repeat, I'm trying to not I'm trying to avoid touching the LCD. You see the white panel here. I'm not touching it from here. It's behind here in this part. Okay, Make sure when you are here in this close to these buttons, don't pray up there because you may damage the buttons. And we're gonna do the same thing here. I just keep this digitizer here because I don't wanna touch the LCD with my finger or with my fingerprints, so I try to keep it until I remove this. Also, as you see, the screen is still on, so I need to turn it off. But because the digitizer is not responding, so I'm just gonna keep praying up until I remove screen from the frame. Here we have the motherboard, so if you insert this one inside and you keep praying, you may damage something on the motherboard, so you need to be very, very careful. Here we have the home button cable. Alright, it looks like I released the most of this. So now I'm just gonna lift up this. So as you see, it's removed. So now the first thing I'm gonna do, I will disconnect the battery to turn this off. And the battery cable is right here. I need to remove this plastic. Then I will open this lock. Then I will slide this out. So I disconnected the battery. So the LCD cable, I mean the digitizer cable, is right here. I'm just gonna remove this sticker. Then I will open this lock, as you see here. Then I will slide back this. Then I will remove this glass. The screen, the new digitizer comes with its adhesive on it. So I'm just gonna remove the adhesive which is glued here. If it doesn't come with the adhesive, you may need to make sure you are buying a digitizer with the adhesive on it. Okay, so this is the adhesive. Or you may need to use a double sticky adhesive, something like this. But in my case, I already have this digitizer with the adhesive on it. So now what I'm gonna do, I will, before I remove the plastic which is covering this part, I will test the digitizer. So to test the digitizer, I'm just gonna put this one here, match it with the frame. Then I will insert this cable here. This cable is for the home button. Looks like this cable is not sticking well. Alright, so now it's good. So now I'm gonna connect the battery. Make sure you insert the battery cable all the way in. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will turn this on. Let me check where is the power button. The power button is this one on the top. And I will make sure it's working before I glue it down, because if it's not working I will have to return it and replace it with another one. Alright, so it's on now. Alright, it looks like this tablet has a password on it, but anyway, as you see, it's responding. So that's all what we need. So now what I'm gonna do, I will just remove the adhesive and glue it down. Make sure this I need to make sure this cable is not crooked. As you see, it's not aligned. Alright, it's better to put some kind of adhesive on the top of these cables to hold them to not keep moving right or left. Alright, so everything looks fine. So what I'm gonna do now, I will just lift up this digitizer and I will remove the adhesive which is covering it. Not the adhesive, but the plastic which is covering the adhesive. Make sure the screen is very clean. Make sure the screen is very clean, nothing on it. Then you can align this digitizer, and you can align it by making sure the home button is in its place perfectly. Then you can just let it go, and that's it. Screw it down now. So what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna put this top part where the charging port is. We're gonna put it first here, and then we're gonna just snap it. Alright, so it looks perfect now. Everything is good, so I just need to remove this, the plastic which is covering this part. Oh no, there is no plastic covering this part. No, there is a plastic. So we need to remove this plastic from here. Let me leave it there. Yeah, this is the plastic. So I'm just gonna leave it here, and everything is perfect. Make sure that this frame is perfectly installed, and that's it. Alright guys, so that was how to replace the digitizer on a Samsung tablet. Most of the Samsung tablets are like this. Just you need to make sure that the LCD is not glued to the digitizer, and order the right parts, and that's it. You can do it by yourself if you think that you can do it by yourself, yeah. And if you think that you cannot, it's better give it to a specialist to not damage your device. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video, and have a wonderful time. Peace.